So in terms of some of the new tech that we have more than 45 new LED stage lights. These are the same exact lights that you would see if you go onto Broadway. So if you're going on and you're seeing your Hamilton, Book of Mormon, Cats, maybe not that one. Same exact lighting. In addition to that, we have integrated into the system the house lighting itself. And now what this allows, it allows for full flexibility of the operators here. So you can turn the lights up, you can turn it down. You notice that the lights are bright, meaning that you could use this as a classroom for things like testing as well as for performances, whatever it might be. We have the aisle lights, that's there for safety. It's there for also an added little something, and it allows the lights to get very dark inside the house, allows for clear means of egress, so it meets all the safety precautions that Mrs. Swanek was talking about. In addition to that, we have 2 LED follow spots. They're not on right now because they're as bright as the sun, and I do appreciate seeing, so I'm not going to turn this on right now, but for multiple purposes, you could use those. The other thing that unfortunately you can't see too much, you saw it in the video itself, is the rigging that we were able to do with our partners iWeiss. So we have new counter-weight rigging, and what that allows is simple movement of the lights. That gives you more flexibility for performances. In fact, you could go between scenes, close the curtains, which are also motorized. We would go and close them, but unfortunately the drum set would be the casualty of war there, so not doing that one. But you can go and lower these down right mid-scene, right mid-performance, allowing for more flexibility during performances. Audio, you see our huge line arrays, and can everyone understand me?
Yes.
Exactly. Have you ever been in a theater where you can't understand the speaker? The reason why is that the line arrays aren't engineered perfectly, so that there's an even distribution of sound. So people in the back of the house, people front and center, you can hear me equally, which is something that's brilliant about this theater itself. And you also notice on the soundproofing, the architecture, it was built in to make sure that this beautiful space would be articulate, so you can have great music, you can have great speeches, whatever you might need. In addition, as was mentioned before, choir mics lined up here. We have our wireless microphone system. We have two-way communication, which allows for speakers backstage and at the console booth right there so they can speak together, as well as an assisted listening system. We want this place to be accessible to anyone, and we don't want any impairments in hearing to be a cause to not enjoy a performance or speech. Finally, in addition to that, we have our two consoles. We have an ETC Ion XE and an Allen and Heath SQ6. If you're in the industry, you might be drooling a little bit. It's okay. We did the same. And the idea there is that these are professional grade consoles. These are the same consoles that students will use in college and on the field, because we want this to be a training center that really prepares students for what's next. Also for you staff, it's great training, great fun to have. And then the kicker here, this is something that I invite all of you to play with, is if you notice back by the booth, there's a little console, a little Crestron console. And then Paul is pointing at it right there. We have another ETC lighting console backstage. And what this allows is for one-touch controls. With the touch of one magical button, the lights can change, the audio can change, the screen can come down. This, again, allows for this whole theater to be used simply by any person. And then the last thing that I'll mention here is not that impressive, but very impressive. If you look at a few places in the theater, so we have the stage curtain, we have a few places back there, we have as well backstage plug-and-play capacities. So you can plug in an HDMI right into your laptop, and all of a sudden, this guy comes down, projector kicks on, house lights dim, and you're allowed to go and do a presentation without doing anything else. Again, accessibility. We have too far often a theater that's done and no one's using it. We want this place to be used.